Are you
Tell
ready?
us when you're ready to start.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's start. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming to join us today. So before I start, I'm going to give you a recap of what's the learning outcome we're going to achieve today. Apply skill framework to train financial planner on global perspective in financial services sector. Before doing to this, I would like to use guys to use the white paper, write down your name, introduce yourself, the number of years you're in the industry, and why are you in this, what's the purpose in this industry. It's going to be 1 minute. So 1 minute starts now. One minute. And then you can introduce. 1 minute starts now. Let me know when you're done, okay? Okay, shall we start from you? And then can show to the class.
Hi, my name is Brenda.
Brenda, awesome.
Yeah, 5 years of experience.
Yes.
Purpose of industry being in this is because I want more money.
Yes,
money.
yes, you have more money, yes. A lot of people enter the industry wanting to be millionaire, and they will become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yes, your turn.
Okay, my name is John. 2 years. Also money.
Yes, you're gonna be the next millionaire. Yes, 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 yes. And guarantee is not a problem. Okay, next.
I'm JY. I have 0 years in this industry. I'm here
No
to
purpose.
find purpose.
Awesome. You will find your purpose too. You will find your purpose too. And then what about yourself?
My name is Suri.
Yes.
My first year, and
Wow.
I like to help people.
Exactly. That was why I entered the industry many years back. To help
That's
people
the
too.
model answer.
Yes, to help people too. And the genuinely helping people. So this is my profile. I've been more than 10 years experience across financial planning services for the high net worth. I graduated from NTU. I'm currently recognized as the top 1% planners globally.
Wow.
So please add me on Instagram and link it. Okay. Okay. So now, before we start, I shall talk about the working agreement that we're going to look at right now. It's about being respectful to one another, and remember to keep all your mobile phone to silent. Can you do a check if your mobile phone are all in silent right now? Yes, great. And now I'm going to do a recap of our learning outcome again. So what's our learning outcome today? Apply skill framework to train financial planner on global perspective in the financial services sector. And now the first step we're going to do is that what is exactly skills framework? Have you heard what is skills framework? Maybe you start from Jonathan. What is skills framework?
Yeah, something by the government one to help with career.
Awesome. Awesome. What about you, Suri?
Same lah. I just know that the government is doing something to help people transition or to move industries.
Awesome. Maybe Junyuan, can you help me to read the first 2 points?
It's a skills future initiative designed to promote skills mastery and lifelong learning for the Singapore workforce. It is an integral component of the financial services industry transformation plan.
Awesome. Thank you, Junyuan. And Brenda, can you help me with the last point?
It is developed to provide key sector information, career pathways, occupations, job roles, existing and emerging skills and competencies.
Awesome. So now we're going to do some hands-on. You got a laptop with you. We're going to guide you step by step on how can we actually use skills framework in our role. Okay, these are the 5 components of skills framework. 1, sector information. 2, career pathway. 3, skills map. 4 is skills and competency. Is where we're going to focus today on, and training program. So shall we actually take out your laptop and go to this page with me? Step number 1. Search skills framework in Google and click on skills framework to access the website. Can you find? Let me know when you're all good.
Okay.
Great. And now let's go to step 2. Select the financial services sector. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you got it? All got it? Yes, I saw it. And step 3, under skills and competence, can yes. Okay. Critical core skills, click the link to find Global's perspective reference document from the Staying Relevant folder. Can you find that? Yes, yeah, correct. Download.
Okay.
Yes. So we found that document. Is that Ken?
Staying relevant.
Yes. Okay. Staying relevant folder. And under critical core skill, look for staying relevant. Ken?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, great. Can okay. And this is where we are going to talk about today. Global perspective, technical core skills, and critical core skills for financial planner. Okay, can we actually recap what is the job role for as a financial planner? Can Sui help me with the first line?
Construct a personal financial plan for individuals to ensure financial goals are successfully achieved over the planning horizon.
And Brenda, second line?
Develop professional relationships with prospective and existing clients based on trust, empathy, credibility, and ethical conduct.
And Junyuan, the third line?
Regularly review the financial plan and engage the client to perform ongoing servicing of client accounts.
Yes, so today we're going to focus on these 3 points and further developing it on the communication part. Is everything okay, Junyuan? All good? Awesome. So also I have prepared the reference document for you all. So later on when during the activity you can take a look at the reference document. Junyuan, the reference document. You okay? Everything okay? Yes. Come. Okay, so now let's go to the knowledge. What is the knowledge to apply in global perspective? The very basic thing that we look at is actually communication. Verbal and non-verbal communication. In the global setting itself, there's a few things that we need to note of. Maybe you can help me to read. What is verbal examples? Junyuan?
Conversation, meetings, speech, feedbacks,
Thank you, Junyuan. What about non-verbal?
eye contact, facial expression, gesture, and body language.
Awesome, thanks Junyuan. Okay, and now we're going to look at the 5 frameworks for a good verbal communication technique that's suitable for global audience, global perspective. So these are the 5 key points that we can come up with. Number 1, clarity. Ensure your message is clear and concise. Avoid jargon that may not be universally understood. Number 2, Junyuan, what is number 2?
Slow and clear pronunciation. Speak at a moderate pace and enunciate your words clearly to aid comprehension, especially when speaking with non-native speakers.
Awesome, and Suri, can you help me with point number 3?
Cultural sensitivity. Be aware of cultural differences in communication styles, non-verbal cues, and etiquettes. Adapt your approach to respect cultural norms and avoid unintentional offense.
Yes, and point number 4, Brenda?
Avoid assumptions. Don't assume that others share your background, knowledge, or perspective. Clarify when necessary and ask open-ended questions to encourage dialogue.
And Jonathan, can you help me with point number 5?
Okay, use of non-verbal cues. Be mindful of your body language, facial expression, and gestures, as they can convey unintended messages. Maintain eye contact, smile appropriately, and use gestures that are culturally appropriate.
Yes, I need you guys to remember these 5 points because we will need to use this for our role play later on. Okay, so now I'm going to recap on the group discussion of what are the 5 points that we talked about just now. How to financial planner apply good verbal communication skills in global perspective. Can you give a recap? So let me start. Number 1, clarity. Number 2,
Don't use jargon.
awesome. Number 3, yes, 5 framework. Number 3, slow.
And clear pronunciation.
Yes, slow and clear pronunciation. Number 4,
Avoid assumptions.
yes, avoid assumption. And number 5,
Non-verbal cues.
yes. So just remember these 5 points as a guideline for the activity later on. Okay, so we are going to do an activity role play right now. Okay, with the communication techniques that we learned from the global perspective, it's going to be a simple activity whereby the financial advisor will try to use these 5 points to apply a good empathy listening skill that provides clarity and cultural sensitivity. So this is the role of the financial consultant. We're interviewing sensitive questions from a global client. So I need someone, so this is what we're going to do. And the groups of 4, like where we are right now, 1 has to be the client, 1 has to be the financial advisor, and the other 2 are the observer. So, okay, the green color will be the financial advisor. Who wants to be the financial advisor in this group discussion? Maybe Brenda can help.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, and then who wants to be the client? Maybe Jonathan can help to be the client. So you two, the red colors will be the observer. So you can observe what Brenda is doing, anything that she's doing good, anything that she can improve on. And also check out on the client. Is the client comfortable to share this sensitive information? Because sometimes if they are not very comfortable, they can actually tell from their non-verbal cues. Shall we actually start that? It's going to be okay, so remember, use the knowledge that we covered earlier on and to know your global client. So if this activity is going to be 1 minute, shall we start now?
Can I clarify? So I'm the financial planner, right?
Yes,
So I'm
ask
going to
questions.
sell,
Yes.
sell something, is it?
Now, ask me questions. Sorry, I forgot.
Ask you questions about what?
Okay, sorry, the background. Okay, let me give you the case study background. Number 1, this is a 45-year-old Chinese businessman with 2 children and is considering relocating his business to Singapore. He envisions a permanent move for his family to Singapore for an enriching and fulfilling life. And we have identified the root cause. So these are the few leading questions that you can ask your client. Why did he choose Singapore? And who are the family members that he'll be bringing? So in certain country context, may be different from what we understand from Singapore. Like, they may have more family members that we know that you want to bring along. And where is the source of fund? Have they done any application before? Exchange information using the identified knowledge sharing methods and tools. Understand a little bit difference about the China context and Singapore context. And then, yes, this is the case study, how this is going to be like. Okay, so let's start now, 1 minute. Brenda can ask Jonathan, who's the client.
你好，我们合作愉快。This is
你
can
好，
你
好啦，English
Yes,
English
是这样的。
English
Would you like me to speak English or how should
Yes,
I-
correct, very good, very good, yes, correct.
Okay.
English is fine.
Yes, English is fine, they speak English, yes.
Okay, hi.
Yeah.
Welcome to Singapore. Thank you for taking the time to meet up with me. I understand that you have some business that you would like to relocate to Singapore, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And I was just wondering, like, what kind of business is it? Can you tell me a little bit more about your business?
Oh, I have a IT company, a logistic company, and then a manufacturing.
Oh, okay. So IT, logistics, and manufacturing, and all you would like to bring to Singapore.
Maybe one first lah. If good then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which is
Very
the
good.
one that you are looking at?
Yes.
Anything to propose?
Singapore being the financial hub, maybe IT would be a good area to look at. Because we are very digital and very advanced here, and you can even use your Union Pay, your Alipay in Singapore. So actually, it's a good place to get started lah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I see.
And can I know where your source of funds? Where do you get your main income?
My money, you asking me where
We are
my
done
money?
already, so.
My income from my company.
I see. But you deal with mostly which clients in the world?
My clients from Middle East, Europe, and
Middle East.
some from
Okay.
Africa lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
No Iranian and Iraq lah, huh?
No.
Nice,
Okay.
very good, nice. So now we can pause a little bit and we can have observers to share with us what are the good points that Brenda has actually come up with and what are the points that she can improve on. So Jin, why don't you start first?
I only managed to catch the good verbal communication parts without any jargon.
Awesome, very good. And what about you, Suri?
I noticed that you got good rapport. You
Yes.
immediately attempt to establish rapport, and try to inject humor into the conversation. I think that's a big plus.
Wow, yes, I also think that Brenda is awesome. Very good. So I think one of the more things that I can add to Brenda is that she's very comfortable in the pace of the conversation. She leads the client in a very comfortable pace and she listens attentively. And she continues to follow up with the new questions that the client is really giving out the context. Very good. So shall we swap role right now? So now the two of you can be observer. So red color is the observer. And then you can be the financial consultant, Junyuan. And then Suri can be the client. So shall we start 1 minute from now?
Sorry, no pen.
10?
Thank you.
Yeah. So we can start now. Junyuan is the financial advisor. Remember the 5 key components of communication.
So hi Suri, so
Hi.
what brings you here to our bank?
I'm looking to move to Singapore, so I think trying to establish a base of operation here. I thought visiting a bank is one of the steps. Yeah.
I see. What kind of business are you in?
Import export.
Across the world or is it regional?
I think it's we are spending within Asia for now. From China, trying to go to Southeast Asia, and also Southeast Asia seems like a lucrative market. So
I see.
trying
That's
to
why
move
you are
into
coming
here.
here to Singapore because
Yes, it's the middle of Southeast Asia. Yeah, that's why.
Okay, that's one very good thing. So sorry, just a personal question. So how many of your family members are you thinking to bring over?
Yes, I have 2 children, and together with my wife, and I think education also is attractive for both of us. That's why we want the children to come over.
So is your children all schooling or?
One is entering primary school, one is in kindergarten, so I thought the timing is about just nice to bring family over.
I see.
Nice. Okay, maybe we can stop here a little bit. Maybe can Brenda give some feedback on the good points about what Junyuan has done, any points that he can improve on.
Okay, I think he asked a lot of open-ended questions, so that was good, so that it allows Suri to give more detail and insight. Yeah.
And what about any use of the frameworks and the clarity, non-assumption, no assumptions made?
Yes, correct. He didn't assume that the kids were definitely schooling.
Yes, correct, yes.
He listened attentively.
Awesome. That's so good, Junyuan. Okay, what about Jonathan? What are the feedbacks about Junyuan as a financial consultant?
I think I'm observing more of the non-verbal cues, the body language, leaning forward, listening, eye contact. When he's thinking, processing, he will look up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much. Okay, so right now, okay, so we're gonna have some feedback. Okay, feedback to the ground, to all of you. So what are the feedbacks that you can get from this activity? Like from the framework that we have done on the communication. Maybe we can start from Brenda.
It's important to know your customer's background
Yes.
so that you can frame a conversation around
Yes.
it.
Awesome, thank you. What about you, Suri?
I think cultural sensitivity is very important.
Yes,
I notice
cultural.
even simulation, right?
Yes.
When being asked, say Jonathan being asked about the source of funding, immediately there's a little bit of drawback. I guess,
very sensitive.
In Asia, asking about money becomes very sensitive.
Yes.
So I guess we need to be more aware of such things.
Yes, thank you so much, Suri. What about you, Junyuan?
I think non-verbal cues are important when you
Yes.
speak to the clients. So
Yes.
create a very conducive environment for you to share.
Awesome, thank you, Junyuan. What about you, Jonathan?
I think it's a summary of what they all said.
Absolutely right. Yes, you're awesome. Yes, very good. So now we're going to do a summary of what we have covered today. So number 1 today, in the beginning, we talk about what is skills framework. How do we actually navigate from the website to going to where we are right now? And also we understand briefly about the role of a financial consultant. And number 3, we know how to apply CCS, the communication part, and the case scenario, good verbal communication technique for global perspective. Okay, now we do a short quiz right now. How many components are there in skill framework? Is it 4 or 5? 5. Yes, 5 is the right answer. Yes, 5 is the right answer. And then the next question, what is a framework for a good verbal communication technique interacting with the global client? Number 1, is it slow and clear pronunciation? Or number 2, fast-paced communication?
Raw and clear.
Yes, that's right, very good.
Technically, it depends.
Yeah, okay.
Depends on culture.
Depending on culture,
Some
yes.
businessmen no time. They want
Yeah,
to
businessman no time. If they give you 20 minutes, finish everything within 15 minutes. Yeah, because you give them additional 5 minutes, you'll be like, you understand me. Okay. Okay, so let's come back to the Q&A. Is there any questions that you want to ask about how do you use communication for the global perspective? Any questions? No, good. Any key takeaways that you can remember from the scenario? Maybe we can start from Junyuan. Any key takeaway?
No jargons that
Awesome.
will confuse the client.
Yes, no jargon. And what about Jonathan?
I think still back to cultural, especially in China, there are a lot of sensitive
Yes.
things. You
Yes.
gotta do our homework.
Yes, you got to do a lot of homework. Yes, on that part. So now we come to the end of the class today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.